This is the guard from hell. His name is John Wayne, and he was one of the guards in Philip Zimbardo's infamous Stanford prison experiment. In 1971, Zimbardo wanted to see what would happen if you put regular people in a made-up prison. So he recruited some students from the local college and put them in a mock prison in the basement of Stanford's psychology building. He then put himself in charge and assigned the students random roles, either guard or prisoner. And then he locked the prisoners in their cells and told the guards to keep them there for up to 2 weeks. But it didn't take long for things to get out of hand. Within just a few days, the guards began abusing their power. They took great pleasure in demeaning the prisoners, making them do push-ups, screaming at them and forcing them to stay in uncomfortable positions. They also began experimenting with different ways to punish the prisoners, like putting them in solitary confinement or making them stand in the corner while facing the wall. And they even started making up fake reports about the prisoners, accusing them of things like stealing or trying to escape. And that's where John Wayne came in. John Wayne was one of the few guards who didn't buy into the experiment. He didn't believe that it was ethical to treat the prisoners so badly. In fact, he started to feel really bad about what was happening. So he started to question Zimbardo's instructions. He asked him if it was really necessary to make the prisoners do push-ups, or if it was okay to let them sit down. And he even started giving the prisoners extra food and cigarettes. And because of his actions, Zimbardo ended up ending the experiment early. If you want to hear more about this, check out my podcast. Now, you might be wondering why Zimbardo chose to end the experiment early. Well, that's because he realized that the guards were becoming too abusive. He was hoping that the experiment would go on for 2 weeks, but he couldn't risk the safety of the participants. So that's why John Wayne was the real hero of the Stanford prison experiment. He was the only guard who didn't buy into the evil plan, and he risked his own job to help the prisoners. But there's another reason why John Wayne is important. You see, Zimbardo believed that anyone could become a guard, that anyone could turn into that crazy guard from hell if they were put in that situation. But John Wayne proved him wrong. He showed Zimbardo that not everyone would conform to the evil plan. In fact, Zimbardo later said that John Wayne was the perfect guard, the kind of guard that he would want to have in his own prison. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're being forced to conform, remember John Wayne. Don't be afraid to stand up for what you believe in, even if everyone else is doing the exact opposite. If you want to hear more stories like this, check out my podcast. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.